Today I'm going to teach you a hybrid Firewall and Hydra Sorceress build. Now this build is amazing for taking down world bosses, it melts objective bosses, dungeon bosses. It's also good for running away from trash and slowly, and well not so slowly, killing them just as you move and loot things. It's a cast and forget kind of build. Let's get into it. I'm going to talk about the items and enchantments and skill points you need. And first off, I'm just going to show this on the screen in case you are pressed for time, because the game does come out on June 6th. I'm filming this on May 14th, so there might be changes. You'll have to check the patch notes. I can't predict the future, because this is currently the beta test in May 14th. I might have said March. This is May 14th, and yeah, there could be plenty of changes before the game officially releases, so hopefully this build still works. I'll let you know in the title, tag, description, whatever, if it does not. So here, this will save you time. This is just the skill tree. Firebolts into Glinting Firebolt, level Firebolt to 5. You can read the screen. I don't need to read it to you. You can also pause the video. The rest of this video is going to explain why I'm choosing these. Also, Serpentine Aspect lets you cast 2 Hydras. It's not necessary, it's not needed, it does not make the build, and then Aspect of Engulfing Flame just lets you kill enemies that are already going to burn to death much faster. I'll talk about that more in a bit, and I don't have that, unfortunately, to show off because it is a pain in the butt on the May beta to get gear and get aspects. I've been playing 13 hours a day for the betas to try to get it, and I have yet to hit it yet. So, let me explain the skill tree. Okay, you're going to start off with Firebolt. Then you're going to go to Enhanced Firebolt and Glinting Firebolt, because we're not picking anything up in core skills. You're just going to max out Firebolt. You'll be dealing tons and tons of damage at the start of the game. This will carry you for quite a while. Afterwards, just pick up 1 level of Flame, Shield, Teleport, and then Ice Armor. This will fill out your skill bar, keep you alive, nice defensive, nice movement options. Also, you're going to get 1 point in Enhanced Ice Armor. This is for mana regeneration for later, because this is a very mana-hungry build. After that, you're going to pick up Hydra, take it to Enhanced Hydra, Summon Hydra, and then you're going to put 2 more points into Hydra. This is your main damage dealer, for the most part for now. Later, you're going to go down and pick up Firewall, Enhanced Firewall, and then Mage's Firewall. And that's it for, oh, and then put all the rest of your points into Firewall. Go ahead and max that out. But I can only hit level 20 on the beta server. But this is also your main damage dealer. Furthermore, at level 15, you unlock a class quest for enchantments. And you're going to put Firewall enchantment on the first one. I don't have access to level 30, so this build is only for level 20. This is a leveling build. This is a world boss melting build. This will absolutely destroy the world bosses. Even solo, you can solo a Shava with this, even on World Tier 2. It is that powerful, and it's not gear dependent. Now, my character is decked out in full legendaries, but these are crap, garbage legendaries. Now, I'll tell you right, if I had a gear swap, I could show you the damage differential, you know, taking all my gear off, putting on blue gear. It's barely noticeable, so let me show you what the build looks like and how it plays, and explain what I'm doing. Essentially, all you're doing is casting 1 to 2 Hydras, and then you're casting Firewall, and Firewall, the damage stacks on enemies. You may think that, oh, it's not going to let me in the dungeon because the beta is technically officially over, I think. Yeah, like, the servers were supposed to shut down 26 minutes ago, and so it's not going to let me in this dungeon, I don't think. But, yeah, it's not going to let me in the dungeon. That's a shame. Maybe there's some world mobs that I can still attack and show you the build. Hopefully. So this video isn't just, hey, do this, and yeah, it's not even gonna let me out into the world. The servers are shut down. Well, I'll just have to pretend, okay? So the way it works is, as you're running through the world, you'll just cast, I can't even cast spells, oh man, I'm sorry. I really wish I could show you this build more, but you'll cast these firewalls. Just pretend there's like a wall of fire, and as you run, the enemies will run through it, and they will take damage over time. If it's a tough enemy, you cast multiple firewalls on them, and they will melt super fast. Your damage from Firewall, damage from Firebolt, damage from Flame Shield, and damage from Hydra all do burning damage, which has a chance to spawn more firewalls under the enemy, and then those firewalls have a chance to spawn more firewalls under the enemy. You see where I'm getting? Any kind of elite monster, any kind of hard-to-kill enemy, will absolutely be at your mercy. You will melt them 100 to 0 HP incredibly fast. This build absolutely slaps, and there's not much more to say other than that. I wish I could show it off, but can I even teleport to town? Will that work? I don't know what's working. The beta was supposed to be over 28 minutes ago, so obviously it's not going to let me go and kill stuff for some reason, but I can still derp around town, which is weird. How interesting, huh? So, it's not even going to let me teleport to town. I am stuck out here in the wilderness. Can I actually, maybe not? Nope, it's still not letting me go anywhere. Well, sorry to make a build guide where I'm not able to show it off, but you'll have to take my word for it. This does tons and tons of damage. It absolutely melts a Shava. I was able to solo a Shava in World Tier 2 in just crappy blues and rares with 6 minutes to spare, and you get 15 minutes for the fight. And also, it's very defensive because you have Ice Armor, you have Flame Shield, Teleport also. You could, later in when you get more points, you can actually go into the tanky parts of Teleport here. You can go to the Shimmering Teleport if you wanted. You can get the life regeneration from Flame Shield, or you can just pump more damage if you want by, well, you can also pick up Inferno if you want to swap out Firebolt or something. The Firebolt does tons of damage, man. It is wild. Endless Pyre, Warmth. If you want to go crowd control mode, you can go Crippling Flames. If you have the Codex that deals additional damage to people immobilized, then Crippling Flames is the absolute way to go. Finally wrapping it up with Combustion for even more damage. This is a high damage build. It's got good mobility. It's got good defensives. It's going to melt everything around you. And like I said, you can just cast Hydras and Firewalls as you run along. You don't have to stop and fight things. And if you hear, you know, an item drop off your screen, you just turn around and go pick it up real quick. It's a blast to play. It's super easy to play. You won't die playing this. I mean, you can face tank a few things with your ice armor. Because it's a pretty strong barrier. Also, if you just have the basic barrier, like equipment like this, damage from an elite enemy gives you a barrier. That's like your entire health pool for 10 seconds. At least it is for me. And I have, you know, I've got rubies in my armor, giving me even more health and stuff. I'm telling you, the great thing about this build too is it is not gear dependent. You don't need aspects, you don't need codexes, you don't need legendaries. You can wear full blues, and you're gonna out DPS most people in a world boss event. Even in the Obels farming, this thing farms Obels incredibly fast because Firewall is a big spell. It takes up a lot of space on the screen. Hydras can shoot off, you know, like if I cast a Hydra right where I'm standing, if an enemy is where my cursor is in the top right or top left, it will shoot them from here. It'll even shoot them like from the clear across the screen. They have a very large aggro radius. They deal tons of damage. They are the best choice. This is the best choice for Sources. Unless things get nerfed or altered or changed before release. Like I said, read the patch notes. With that said, here's the tech tree once again. And thank you so much for watching. I'm Soul Benji. I plan to make a whole bunch more videos. Hopefully they have another beta for us YouTubers. They told me in an email that the day before launch we'll get to mess around with level 25 characters. So hopefully that's a thing. We'll get to we'll see. I'll have a bunch of videos out on June 5th. So make sure to check them out. On the right side of your screen is a video you should absolutely click. If you don't click it, you'll be stuck in queue.